This made my week. This news of Mitch McConnell. He's rumored to be out the door, headed for retirement, which I felt is kind of coming, given his age and had kind of his total aversion to anything MAGA, including Trump. Dems are now going also after Diane Feinstein, who is really old, calling on her to resign after a career in politics, which has spanned, I think, nearly my entire lifetime. People forget she was the mayor of San Francisco, I think, in the 70s, and then went on to become senator. So she is lifelong politician. So we also have human vegetable John Fetterman, who I'm now calling Young Frankenstein, putting on the Ritz. He's set to return to lead a subcommittee on food stamps. And we all know and see on a daily basis the cognitive decline of Joe Biden, given his age, and how they had to saw his head off for the brain surgery and everything. His words, not mine. With all that said, where is the line drawn on politicians who are clearly unable to serve because of health issues? They put caps on pilots. They ground pilots at a certain age, even if they're completely fine and can continue to fly. We do this with certain careers, but why not politics?
I always go back and say, if you want to know what the liberals have completely changed their stance on now, just go 10 years ago. I remember even farther than that, the 2008 election, in which the media, after their slobbering love affair with Obama was finally hitting fever pitch, they were looking at John McCain. They were saying he doesn't know how many houses he owns. The man
Yeah.
is senile. He has so many, problems. He should release his health records to the American people. It was almost like the Goldwater effect, in which
Mm.
they were basically trying to say that this man is incapable of even living through a first term. So everything they said about John McCain, none of that applies to ancient Joe Biden, who has an autographed Bible. I mean, that man can talk about the beginning of time since he was there. He was one of the first creatures to crawl out of the swamp, but we'll just forgive that for a moment. John Fetterman, and I've written several pieces at the Political Insider, a couple op-eds really specifically asking the question, when will they give up the act? And this isn't in a sense of, oh, look at him, the man is suffering from depression, the man hears like Charlie Brown's teacher voices, man, when he
Wah,
talks.
wah, 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 wah.
The
Right.
issue is that this is like elder abuse.
Yeah.
Like, this is like
Yeah.
caring for a special needs child and physically and mentally abusing them, because at no point can someone look at John Fetterman and say that that is a functioning adult. Nobody can actually look at him and say this man has the right to declare whether or not we raise taxes, go to war, do anything like that. And the typical liberal response will be what they gave during the general election, in which he went ahead and ran against Dr. Mehmet Oz. Whether people like Dr. Oz or not, I said that at the time, people should support Dr. Oz because Dr. Oz is coherent and is cognizant and is a functioning adult who's perhaps not wearing a diaper, which I can't say the same about his opponent. And people were like, well, he got endorsed by Trump. He's a fascist. We can't have racist, authoritarian fascists in the White House. And I'm just like, but you're going to go ahead and put the human potato there. What we're witnessing with John Fetterman is not simply them putting in like this pseudo Manchurian candidate so that way all of his staffers can simply vote on bills, which some people have accused them of doing. No, this is abuse. This is sadistic. This is wrong. This is unethical. The people around him, his wife specifically, and I know a lot of people have been like, don't call out the wife. There's a family thing. No, it's not. The moment you start taking taxpayer money, it stops being a family issue. This is an abusive relationship between the American electorate and the pursuit of power. And will they draw the line anywhere? No. John Fetterman can be in a comatose state like Woodrow Wilson, and they will still parade him around like Weekend at Bernie's, say he's all right. No, they have no line. Republicans have a line. They tend to think, oh, well, this guy's been there forever. They talk about term limits at least. I've never heard a Democrat talk about term limits. I've never heard a Democrats say somebody is too old if it's on their side. Even Republicans will say, that guy's a bit too ancient. They're saying the same thing about Trump. They're saying that Trump should not run because he's too old. But it's like, at least we're having that conversation. That doesn't even exist on the left. I would give them some credit if somebody was bringing it up, if somebody was making the case, but nobody really does.